Okay. Looked upon very well were it to elect Carolyn McLardy.
Yes, please state your point.
She may look good there. She does, you know, act like she loves it. That Agenda 21 she's coming on to, but she has called Ron Paul people a lot of nasty names.
I've called Ron people nasty names. I'm one.
You have a
Okay.
There's a motion to close nominations.
Second.
Nomination. He has a nomination. Did you close the nomination or you want to make a nomination?
Okay, thank you.
There's two motions. And it's been seconded to close nominations. Is there any discussion or debate? Hearing none, the motion before you that has been seconded is to close nominations for National Committee Woman. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye! All those opposed? Okay, now we have before us, the order of business is for the election by voice vote. Yes, please state your point of information.
Kids have to be out in 5 minutes. Can we make a motion where we excuse whoever needs to get their kids, and then so we table this, whatever we have to do?
Yeah, as long as we still have a quorum, we're fine. So you could go.
There's been a motion made to allow anybody that needs to grab their children.
Point of information.
Okay, the point of
If we don't lose a quorum, we're fine.
yes.
I would like to inquire about extending the rental of his room for an hour and see if we can raise the funds to do so.
We're almost done. We're almost done. We can bring the kids out here.
Here to get out too. So.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, may I, have a point of privilege, an opportunity to speak for a moment?
Right now, yes.
Question of privilege. Sorry, forgive me. I don't have my reading glasses on.
Can you stand up on the...
The chair recognizes Richard Engel.
Well, he's tall enough.
Any parents who want to take their children up to the hospitality suite are more than welcome to.
I will.
We're not responsible.
We have someone in nomination.
Order. Nominations for National Committee Woman have been closed. At this point, the order of business before us is to take the election of the National Committee Woman, which will be by voice vote since there are no other nominations before us. All those in favor of electing Carolyn McLardy as the McLardy as the National Committee Woman, please signify by saying aye. Aye! All those opposed?
Nay.
All right. The ayes have it, and she is elected. Now, next item of business. Next item of business is the election of delegates and alternates to the National Convention.
Move that we take a straight-up roll call vote between the Executive Committee slate and the Conservative Values slate at this time.
Yes, that would be in order through a roll call vote by ballot and called for and announced by the county delegation leaders.
He's got it. Okay, you've got the EC slates. Here's the...
Second.
Show this to everyone.
The names will be written.
Okay.
We've all seen them. Suggest that we...
We should read them.
I withdraw my motion. The slate needs to be nominated.
The slate needs nominated.
Okay, the motion here.
These slates of delegates are nominated 25% at a time. Selection requires 2 roll call votes. One to elect the slate of delegates and one to elect the slate of alternates.
Okay.
Among those slates nominated.
Okay, what would it take to amend the rules?
2/3 at this point.
Yeah, motion to amend the rules, which takes a supermajority, to accept slates in their entirety, delegates and alternates together.
I'll second that.
The chair would rule that you'd have to motion to suspend the rules.
Motion to suspend the rules.
Reenact a modified version of the same.
Reenact a modified version, yes. Thank you.
Hands up all the way, guys.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion before us.
Hold on. What is 15 foot? What is the current wording of that relevant section?
There you go, buddy.
These rules refer to section 4, number D, for roll call vote. No, I'm sorry, for the slate determination. A1 says the state executive committee shall report to the state convention 25 nominations of candidates and 25 alternate delegates. And then later on it says that additional nominations of complete slates of delegates consisting of 25 persons shall be taken from the floor. Only those submitted to applications and signed required affidavits to the state Republican Party by the 5 p.m. April 11th deadline may be included in any slate nominated from the floor. And then
We need to read this rather than 25 persons, it would be 25 delegates and 25 alternates.
Yeah. Point of information.
Please state your point.
The state party the executive committee nominated 25 delegates and 25 alternates. So actually, according to these rules, according to my understanding of these rules, please correct me if I'm wrong, the 25 delegates will be the slate that runs against the nominated slate of 25 delegates from the floor. And the 25 alternates from the executive committee will only be considered for up for alternates.
That is correct. I agree with the opinion of the chair that in order to do this, I mean, it'd be a pretty lengthy motion that could take up some time.
All right, let's
It's just easier to do it the other way. I'll withdraw.
Okay, the motion being withdrawn, we will move on with the order of business. The first order is the chair will recognize the state executive committee slate as being nominated here, as delivered to me.
Move to nominate the conservative value slate.
Okay, I also hear a nomination for a conservative values slate.
Second.
Are there other nominations of complete slates from the floor?
Can I withdraw the first slate?
Okay, in order to add these to the record, I'd like to read them into the record as fast as I can here. The first slate that I will read to you is the executive committee's slate delegates. Thad Balkman, Janet Barisi, Rick Brinkley, Allie Bergen, Kason Carter, Mary Ann Costner, Peggy Dow, Elaine Dennis, Jim Flaska, Polly Ann Hawks, Carol Hefner, Jane Horton, Howard Huchin, Debbie House, Donnie Hughes, Stuart Jolly, Mary Jane Jones, Sally Kern, Jay Mandraccia, Wanda Martin, Mike Sanders, Trent Shores, Andrew Silvestri, and Greg Tweet, and Deanne Williams. The alternates on that slate, which we'll read in a minute when we come to that election. The conservative values slate is consisting of delegates David Brooke, Nathan Dahm, Toby Pedford, Lyndall Flatt Jr., Bob Davies, Charles Key, Jake Peters, Matt Ball, J.J. Purcell, Dax Eubanks, Credosha Fish, Nancy Humphreys, Laura Clarbor, Trina Burfield, Mark Collins, Josh Oldham, Tyler Doolin, Jesse Dickinson, Daniel Hinch, Daniel Watts, Ryan Underwood, Adam Bates, Carlos Garza, Jen Sen, Norman Hildebrandt. Okay, moving on with the order of business. We have two slates placed into nomination. The chair would like to inquire if anybody does not have a ballot to cast their vote.
Point of information. They don't need a ballot.
I have ballots in the
Forego vote.
Yeah, we need ballots.
She's got a box of ballots.
Point of information, Mr. Chairman, I have ballots.
Okay, the chair has been informed that those without ballots could simply abstain from voting. We could share ballots. Is that your point?
Whatever number you want.
Right now, we're only dealing with the election of delegates.
Point of information. It's not complicated. Let's just.
I know.
Rights for question of privilege.
The chair recognizes Brady Wright.
I would recommend to expedite these processes. If you do not have a ballot, you voluntarily abstain. Because otherwise we're going to have to...
Hold on just a second, sir. Okay. Until the chair recognizes you.
That's my recommendation, but...
I have a question. If we're using the GOP ballots we are given, do we need to indicate that the number does not matter? Or just using
That would be a motion.
At this point,
it'd be better if we all did.
at this point, I would the chair would rule that the rules state that the ballots shall be accepted by the delegates convened here today.